Hey guys, welcome back to another deep dive from Film and Fact, your ultimate destination for dissecting everything that makes Hollywood tick. Today we're plunging into one of the most talked about movies of the year, Him, 2025. Seriously, if you haven't heard the buzz, you're about to catch up and join the hype train. Picture this, an electrifying collision of sports drama and psychological horror, all wrapped up in a chilling package that only Monkey Paw Productions and Oscar winner Jordan Peele can deliver. Are you ready to question the price of greatness? Before we tear into our step-by-step analysis, make sure you smash that subscribe button, ring the bell, and never miss a critical perspective from Film and Fact, where movie magic meets fearless honesty. Now, let's cut loose and immerse ourselves in the fever dream that is Him. So what exactly does Him bring to the table, and why does it stand out from the crowd of typical sports flicks or horror movies? Hollywood isn't new to exploring the dark side of fame, but Him goes beyond, fusing the adrenaline of football with the bone-chilling anxieties of psychological manipulation. Let's start with the star cast, because trust me, the ensemble is enough to set any cinephile's heart ablaze. Front and center, we have Marlon Wayans, who you may know for his pitch-perfect comedic timing, stepping way outside his comfort zone as Isaiah White, a legendary 8-time championship quarterback. Wayans is joined by Tariq Withers, a real-life former college football wide receiver whose time on Atlanta and the suspense-rich I Know What You Did Last Summer sets him up perfectly to play Cameron Cade. Cameron is our entry point, a rising star quarterback whose devotion to football defines his identity, ambitions, and, ultimately, his unraveling. Julia Fox, carving out her own legend since Uncut Gems, embodies Elsie White, Isaiah's wife and social media influencer who brings a totally different kind of intensity to the closed compound setting. The supporting cast deserves its spotlight, so get ready. Tim Heidecker joins as a decidedly unhinged member of the compound, Jim Jeffries brings his signature edge, while Naomi Grossman, Gigi Ernetta, Norman Towns, Morris Green, Akeem Hayes, and Tierra Whack complete the lineup of individuals all trapped in these cross-currents of fame, fear, and control. This is not your average locker room, this is psychological warfare wrapped in sweat and ambition. Expectations for this film are sky high, and for good reason. When Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions slaps its name on something, genre boundaries don't just blur, they collapse. Him leans hard into the idea that greatness demands sacrifice, and every moment on screen asks, just how deeply are you willing to bleed for your dreams? The premise unspools like a fever. Cameron Cade, injured by a deranged fan on the eve of the NFL's scouting combine, is thrown a lifeline when Isaiah White invites him into his orbit. But this isn't mentorship as we know it. Think rites of passage that will twist your stomach and leave you questioning what separates heroism from obsession. Let's break down Him step by step without giving away any spoilers, while holding on to that pulse of intensity the whole way through. First, the setup is grippingly real. A young athlete on the cusp of greatness, brutally attacked in a moment that threatens his entire career. It's the kind of premise that instantly captures our empathy. The fall, the fear, and the desperate scramble to get back into the game. You're pulled in, desperate to know if Cameron can survive, literally and figuratively, what comes next. But Peele knows how to drop you into a rabbit hole where nothing is what it seems, and director Justin Tipping takes full advantage of this, steering the audience through shifting tones and emotions, from hope to dread in a heartbeat. The glowing invitation from Isaiah White isn't just a reset for Cameron, it's a test. A maze, a psychological obstacle course meant to expose every hidden weakness. The compound itself, shared with Elsie, becomes a character in its own right, breathing with tension, riddled with secrets, and ready to devour the uninitiated. You can almost feel the walls closing in, the spotlight burning too bright, the demands growing ever more twisted. As Cameron's training ramps up, the movie ratchets the pressure. Expect scenes thick with sweat, pain, and the gnawing fear that every push towards perfection will cost more than it's worth. Extreme drills, shadowy rituals, and moments that blur the border between athletic discipline and outright horror start surfacing. Withers' performance as Cameron lets us feel every tremor of doubt and excitement, every moment when the pursuit of excellence flips into something monstrous. Marlon Wayans, as Isaiah, is at the film's core. Charismatic, inspiring, and not quite what he seems. Watching him mentor Cameron is like watching a masterclass in tension. You never know if he's saving or destroying the young athlete who idolizes him. But it's not just physical endurance at stake. Fame, obsession, the toxic worship of legends, and the cult of celebrity culture all circle the story like predators. Julia Fox's Elsie is as enigmatic as she is entrancing, offering just enough warmth to keep Cameron hooked, but always keeping something secret. As Cameron begins to doubt himself and those around him, the psychological horror element takes over, twisting routine moments into scenes of unease. You start to see that in this film, violence isn't just a means to an end, it's a reward. Isaiah's mantra, "In this game, violence is rewarded, so learn to enjoy it," didn't come from nowhere. The rituals and masked figures that pop up throughout the compound upend any sense of safety. You'll be on the edge of your seat wondering what's real, what's fabricated, and who's pulling the strings. What makes him truly unique is its genre-bending DNA. One minute you're in the throes of a sports drama, feeling every win and loss as if you're on the field yourself. The next, you're dropped into sequences so turbulent and disturbing, it feels as though you've stepped into a nightmare. Jordan Peele's productions are famous for exploring identity and power, and him doubles down. It's a story about what it means to be the GOAT, the sacrifices required, and the psychological toll of idolizing anyone, even for a shot at glory. Don't expect him to follow a safe or predictable arc. Moments of hope get eclipsed by doubt, and every triumph comes with a price. Intense gym sessions morph into feverish, surreal experiences. Cheers from fans grow so loud they become menacing. It's a portrait of fame so close to the bone it aches. Throughout, director Justin Tipping uses sharp cinematography and shifting lighting to emphasize the instability of Cameron's reality. Sometimes the locker room feels like a sanctuary, sometimes it's a prison. So, if you're craving a movie that punches through expectations and leaves you pondering long after the credits roll, him is your ticket. Whether you're drawn to powerhouse performances, genre-defying storytelling, or the search for deeper meaning inside the chaos of competition, you'll find more than enough here to satisfy and unsettle you. Now, as we wrap this up, remember, Film and Fact will be here with more content that dives beyond the surface, dissects what truly matters, and makes the movies you love matter even more. Subscribe, stay tuned, and keep challenging yourself to think critically about what you consume. Until next time, this is your host, signing off with one final warning. When greatness beckons, beware the cost. Thanks for joining, and as always, this is Film and Fact, where movies get real